Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. The Spurs, the playoff series could come down to this game. The winner of Game 3 in a 1-1 series go on to win 74% of the game of the series of the time. Whatever, I'm too high to talk right now. But the Spurs, down 15 in the third, make an epic comeback. Started by Dylan Harper, the God. I can't even show my jersey. It's on backwards, but I put it up there. Dylan Harper comes through. It sparks it off the bench. He had 12 points in the third quarter of his 27 points overall, 27 and 10 off the bench. Came through, started scoring in the fourth quarter. Castle joined in. Fox joined in. Devin Vassell hit a big shot. But man, oh man, the Spurs were against the wall in Portland, down 15 in the third quarter, and they came back and won and pulled the series out without Wemby, who was ruled out before the series started. Before the game started, due to the concussion protocol. Hopefully, he'll be back in the next game. It looks like he's trending in the right direction. He'll be back next game. Woo! My God, the Spurs! What a game by the Spurs young guys. Not to mention Castle. He was the engine of the offense in the beginning. He was the one man coming through that gave us a chance, really, honestly. This was being a huge, bigger blowout. He had 33 points overall. Man, he had some big shots at the end. I was a little nervous because Harper was cooking. Castle started to take on the role a little bit more, and a little freezing him out. Mitch also pulled Harper for some rest at one point. So I was a little afraid that Harper was going to get cold or not get his cooking, but Castle came through, made some shots, redeemed himself. He was playing with a man on a mission. Oh, man. But Dylan Harper, what a game for Dylan Harper. Keldon Johnson, again, we've got to be concerned about Keldon Johnson at this point, in this series at least. You know, he's carried the team, a bunch of times throughout the regular season, and has gotten the Sixth Man of the Year award. Shout out to him. It was a very emotional time for him. But he's been a no-show in this series. But Dylan Harper came through off the bench for him, and I know Keldon Johnson will get going eventually. If it's not in this series, it'll be the next series. God willing, the Spurs look like they're gonna, go ahead and I don't want to count, I don't want to knock on wood right now, or knock on wood, but looks like we'll carry through this series, once Wemby also comes back. But Keldon Johnson needs to get his rear in gear. Sixth Man of the Year. Let's get it going, buddy. Let's join the party a little bit. Let's make these games less interesting. But man, oh man, God, I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. That first half, my neighbors had emergencies on both sides. It seems like, I don't know, the universe, God is trying not to make me watch the first half for some reason. There's always something going on. But both my neighbors had emergencies. I'm very lucky that I was able to be there for them during this time but it did take me out of the first quarter, second quarter, and a little bit of the third quarter. So if we're going to have emergencies, neighbors, FYI, I love y'all. But let's have it off the Spurs time. No, not during the Spurs game. No emergencies in the Spurs game, ladies and gentlemen. Please, I'm begging the universe, God, everybody, no emergency to third quarter. During the Spurs game. But luckily, crisis averted on both sides of my neighbors. I made it to the third quarter. Had to rewatch it. That's why I kept pushing the time back a little bit, because I had to rewatch the third quarter to make sure I knew everything was going on in third quarter. But that's really the game where the game came down to the line. Spurs offense was sputtering a little bit. Drew Holiday was getting it going. They had pushed the lead out to 15 points at one point, about the 5-minute mark, a little bit over the 5-minute mark. Mitch Johnson goes small ball. I don't know. That had a big. It ended up being like a chess match thing with Carter Bryant at the 5. But it was mostly Dylan Harper getting to the basket, getting to work, man. He was poised. He was confident. He was talking. He's a dog, gentlemen. He's a dog. Castle is a dog. Dylan Harper is a dog, man. He was talking mess with Scoot. They're going back and forth. It was heated. He was going after it. Obviously, you see the Harper jersey on. I love Dylan Harper. Since we drafted him, you saw him play, how composed, how unselfish he is, how he's able to read the court. The shooting has come through. He was 4 or 5 tonight, I believe. Let me double check that before I spew bad information. But I don't care about the NBA draft. I don't care about the Rockets either losing. The Rockets lost, so fuck them. Respectfully, whatever. I don't really rock with Houston like that. Good place to go hang out, but I hate the Rockets. Let's see. Back to what is important. Dylan Harper, 4 or 5 from 3. Okay, cool. Castle, 3 or 4 from 3. Their shooting was a question mark going into the season. They progressed past, we talk about over and over again. All-Star break, they started cooking from three. Oh man, 10 rebounds too for Dylan Harper. Just an amazing gutsy performance by him. Oh man, it was exciting. He was dunking, he was going behind the back, getting past Drew Holiday like he was a cone. I mean, God, Dylan Harper really came through for the Spurs, man. And their backs were against the wall, man. 15 points in Portland. Portland could have easily blown that out. Their offense stalled. They couldn't get a bucket for anything. Drew Holiday eventually cooled off. Kamar didn't have a good game. Just they couldn't really get clinging going. We contained Denny. We were physical. We were physical without fouling on Denny. Let's see how many times he went to the line overall tonight. That's important part of his game. He did go to the line 16 times, so let me take that back. But he had pedestrian field goal percentage. Last game, I thought it was more due to injury and foul trouble that really kind of slowed him down. This game, he just didn't get in rhythm at all. Couldn't hit it from three. Didn't really open his game. We crowded the paint on him and made it difficult as much as we could. So he was pretty much held in check the last two games, which was good. Like I said, it was Scoot Henderson last game. It was Drew Holiday this game. Scoot still had a good game overall from a point standpoint. 21 points. He was a +9 when he was on the court. He's played well this series. Shout out to him for always, like I said, having the confidence and not giving into like the bust and all those things. And he's coming through. So shout out to Scoot for making this a series. Jeremy Grant showed up. He had 13 points. That's a lot better. He was overall just a huge negative because of probably defensive wise, but he at least gave you points. Him and Robert Williams. Robert Williams I thought was less effective than he had been last game. Still gave you 11 points, 9 rebounds. Still making a difference. They really needed Shaedon Sharpe. What did Shaedon Sharpe finish with? 4 points, 14 minutes. Like that's a guy that has to give you more points. Just because the way the Blazers bench is set up, but yeah, Drew Holiday had it cooking. I'd been critical of Drew Holiday through this series so far, but yeah, he showed up big tonight. Kamara was terrible. That's the guy you got to get a lot of buckets from, especially from three. He's got to make his 3-pointer. He was 0-4 from three. Klingon again has been kind of regular. I thought he'd be relegated to like a non-factor this game. He's giving you extra rebounds and extra chance points, but overall, offensively hasn't got it really going. He had the one game where he was hitting threes left and right, but it didn't translate to this game. So playing him off the court as much as possible is a big thing for the Spurs. So you can't get checking down points, the rebounding battle with him. The transition battle for him, and also he controls the paint pretty well. So very well, actually, for them. So playing him off the court as much as possible is a plus for the Spurs, obviously. But Robert Williams has been very impactful. He can guard bigs, he can guard smalls, he can guard in space, he can help side. We talked about this over and over again, how his impact, we've seen it since Boston, how impactful he can be, but not tonight. But still, the counting numbers look good. 11-9. Carter Bryant battled. Offensively, not good. 105 from the field, 104 from 3-point line. But he battled. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks. He played a lot of major minutes at the end of the game. Until Cornette came back at one point. The big part of the run at him when he was playing at center. So he battled very successfully. He's gonna have to learn to set better picks. He's going to have to be more intentional with his rolling ability. He's going to have to be more confident taking those pick and pop shots from three or getting downhill and getting past people. That's stuff he's going to have to work on. It's not in his game, knowing to play the 5 positions, not, all that well, especially at the NBA level. So he's getting used to that. But those are things he's going to have to work on going forward. In terms of perfecting that role, because I believe the Spurs want to have a small ball lineup in their arsenal. They might go after another center, third center, like a Robert Williams type, or get in the draft an athletic center who can kind of do more things. That might be the answer but you always want to have a small ball lineup in your back pocket just in case you need to go to it. And the Spurs were able to go to it. Devin Vassell, like he had a better game last game statistically, but he hit the bigger shot this game than he did last game. I'm not really talking about the corner three to win the game or tie the game. That he took. It was more that open three that he missed in the last game. This game he hit the big three that really counted. So I forgive Devin Vassell. He still had 7 rebounds, 11 points overall. Still played tough, but he hit the big shot, and that's what matters. The open shot, the big shot that we needed to hit, he hit it, and that's why I give him the credit. And I'll give him the credit this time around. De'Aaron Fox hit 2 big shots in the fourth quarter, I believe. It was like in that little spread where Harper Castle was getting going, and then D Fox got to his spot. I think he got fouled too. Made a tough shot. So De'Aaron Fox contributed to the overall win at the end in crunch time, which he's why we brought him in crunch time performer. Overall, pedestrian night, but it happens when you're backcourt of Castle and Harper going off. I thought I was a little concerned when they took Harper out. They brought Fox in, brought Vassell back in, and I was like, all right, you kind of like, I guess because Fox is that guy, you're paying him. You believe in his talent, to bring him in. But luckily they brought Harper back in for Carter Bryant, I believe, and we went to like a 4-guard lineup with like Devin Vassell at the 4, I guess. I don't know how that all works positionally wise, but we hung in there. The big story, also we talk about Luke Kornet all the time, especially at the end of the season when he really didn't give you much. Overall, he started, I don't know if it was a leg injury, the knee injury or whatever that was hampering his athleticism or his effort shooting wise, scoring wise on the boards, but he battled tonight, man. He played 30 minutes, gave you 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. We talk about when he's off the bench, 5 offensive rebounds. We talked about when he came off the bench, you want to get at least 8 points around for him. So he's in a starter role. He's 14, gave you 14 and 10. Statistically outplayed, Klingon in the counting numbers. Klingon obviously had 7 and 11. So Luke Kornet was active, man. He was active. We got some lobs to him, which I thought Portland did a good job of taking it away last game. We got some lobs to him, though. That Castle Kornet lob threat is a deadly weapon. That pick and roll. So shout out to Luke Kornet, man. You can do the DAC all night long if you want to. I don't know if you have a significant other, and it's an off story, whatever. But you can do the DAC whenever you want now, my guy, because you gave us 14 and 10. You battled, gave us 2 blocks. Also, I mean, we battled, man. We battled out there, and it took everybody battling, and everybody contributed in some way. It was, but like the story of the game has to be Dylan Harper just exploding in the third quarter. I think at that point he had 12 or 13 of his 17 points overall. He finished with 27 points. I mean, I got the jersey for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. He gave you everything. He came through in the clutch. This could be the playoff series. Like I said, the winner of this game 3 in a 1-1 series goes on to win the whole series 74% of the time. So this was a huge game without Wemby, down 15 in Portland. And the young guy stepped up and won it for us. You could throw Harper in there. Obviously, it's a big part of it. Castle got going in the fourth. He was main engine throughout the whole period. Carter Bryant had to play the 5 and giving you all he's got at the 5. I mean, the young guys have really stepped up for the Spurs, and they probably are the reason why we're going to win this series. I mean, I'll be honest with you, overall, Devin Vassell had an up and down, still impactful game, in series. Keldon Johnson has been basically a no-show, not like to his level that we expect from him off the bench. So we've had to find it any other way. And the young guys really showed up, man. Dylan Harper, obviously, we were gifted with a second overall pick. I thank God all the time for that. I know God has other things to worry about, but him giving the Spurs, Dylan Harper, blessing, getting Castle, huge blessing. Obviously, Wemby, great blessing. The Spurs young core is looking great Carter Bryant is coming along. I mean, they're showing up big in the playoffs. They are not scared. They are dogs, and they're here to win it all. Let me tell you. And they're going to battle. And now Wemby's coming back unconcussed. I don't know if we were joking around that he has to wear a helmet, whatever Wemby needs to do to get on the court, he will do it, ladies and gentlemen. And he will be there, and we should be able to now take control of this series. Obviously, you really only had to split between the 2 games in Portland to feel comfortable with the series. Now, if you can win the next game and take total control of the series and end it as soon as possible, because you do not want to play around with Portland. Let's not play around with Portland. Let's not, juggle them. Let's not take them for granted. Let's go ahead and get them out now. Let's go take that 3-1 series lead, get it back to San Antonio, finish this off, and move on to maybe Minnesota. Minnesota's been grinding. Denver's not looking great, So it might be Minnesota the second round, which is a tough matchup itself. We could use all the rest we can get. We can all get preparation time, get our minds right, get the fans ready. I mean, the fans are ready. We've been in fiesta partying and stuff all the time, so we're ready to go. Spurs playoff basketball is finally here back, so we're definitely ready to go. I don't want to ever say the Spurs fans aren't ready, because they're ready, ladies and gentlemen. I've been around town. They've been going downtown honking on this playoff series. I mean, the streets have been packed. They've been, I've forgotten that they had those little flags that you put on your windows, and people are rolling by constantly down streets, just honking the horn. Everybody has their Spurs gear on. It's been an amazing time in San Antonio. The Fiesta events, obviously, are a big staple, big partying time in San Antonio. It's just fun, man. It's just fun to be back. And this was an amazing game. Man, it was a heart attack. Obviously, you're down 15. You're thinking Portland's going to blow it wide open, get above 20. And this is going to be, game 4. It's going to come. It's going to be desperation time, big time. But, oh, man, I had to gather myself, man. Castle, Dylan Harper came through for us, ladies and gentlemen. And we are so lucky to have them in the Spurs jersey. Obviously, not take away from any of the other Spurs that came through. Everybody contributed in this win in somehow, some way. We fought back and we won, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the game of the game, is to win the game. No matter how ugly, how whatever we got to get it done. Wemby, no Wemby, whatever it does, we are here to win the game and win the series. And we did that, ladies and gentlemen. We won the game. The overall score is 120-108. The Blazers went extremely cold at one point. I had to write down some stuff so I wouldn't forget what happened. Okay, so it was 82-67 with the 5 minutes, a little bit over 5 minutes to go. I think it was like 5:20, maybe 5:30, maybe even less. I forget. But the Spurs went 4. They went on a 21-5 run, and they ended up winning. They ended up being up by 1 in the third quarter, which was amazing. They were down 15. They ended up being up 1 at the end of the third quarter, which is monumental. Dylan Harper had 12, like I mentioned, 12 points in the third quarter. The Spurs were 19-11 second chance points, which the Blazers are, a team that lives off second chance points, offensive rebounds, getting more possessions. I thought they were very active in the beginning of the first half. But the Spurs at that point had 19 to 11 second chance points. I still can't talk, man. This game was amazing. So they were +8 in second chance points, which is an amazing job by the Spurs. In the first, they went on a 15-2 run in the fourth quarter to start it, and they never look back. They honestly never looked back after that, which was amazing. In the final 13 minutes of the game, the Spurs outscored the Blazers 45-15. 45-15. That's between everybody clicking offensively. Defensively, they did their job. They did their job. Obviously, a lot of it is Portland just either taking bad shots, just going cold also plays a big part of it. But that is an amazing stat. Oh, man, what a game, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. So, we did it. Shout out to Dylan Harper. Glad I have your jersey. I'm going to be buying more. Castle, I couldn't find your jersey, so I'm going to have to go buy another one possibly. I have to give you your props for showing up this series also. Let me see when exactly game 4 is. Spurs versus Blazer. I'm already forgetting. It's 1:00 in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I'm going to go to the after hour spot. A lot of people are calling me, telling me to come over to this after hour spot. I don't know. I'm exhausted, but I'm also very hyped about this game. So it'll be on Sunday, I believe, because today is tomorrow, so tomorrow is actually 2 days away. If you follow my drift on I don't know if I'm making sense to y'all at this point, but yeah, it is whew, I believe it's Sunday. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's Sunday because I don't play back-to-back games. So Sunday we'll be back. It's a nice, easy 2:30 p.m. Game, so I don't have to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning, or I could be doing other things at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. Possibly more likely to sleep. I could use some sleep, to be honest with you. But yeah, 2:30 p.m. on a Sunday. That means the after hours show would be about 2.5 hours from there. So let's do the quick math. About 5:15 on Sunday. We'll do the post game show for that. For that game, which will be locked in. But man, what a game, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! The Spurs pulled this one out. Backs against the wall, man. Whew, I can't believe that that overall game happened, man. I just shout out the team. I mean, obviously. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night. I don't think we go on too long. Dylan Harper, shout out to you, my guy, coming through. I don't know how this looks on screen, but obviously have your jersey on backwards like we did back in the day. Shout out to you. Shout out to Castle coming through. Luke Cornett. Everybody battled. Devin Selley, the big shot, like I said. Champagne contributed. Kelly Johnson off the bench gave it the best he could give, I guess, apparently this series. But yeah, Spurs battle. Fox hit some big shots in the fourth. So everybody contributed in some way, but it really started with Dylan Harper, man. Dylan Harper sparked us in the third quarter. Him talking shit to Scoot got us going. We just never looked back after that. And between the two runs in the third, what was the first run? The 15-2 run in the fourth, kind of just, demoralized the Blazers and put us in top, and we never really looked back. Let's see. 21-5 run at the end of the third was the other run. Those two runs gave us this game. And Pop maybe, tipped the series big time in our favor. Like I said, the winner usually wins the series 74% of the time. So the Spurs are looking good, ladies and gentlemen. In this series, take control after some shaking ground. But this is still going to be a battle. It's still going to be a battle. We did not win the series. I hope the players get that out of their mind that this is far from over. We got to finish them as soon as possible. Next 2 games, get the wins, get out of the series, and let's move on. So this is Spurs versus everybody post-game show. Spurs versus Blazers, Game 3, instant classic. You can find us on all social media at Spurs versus everybody. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Drop a comment below on how you felt about this game, how hyped you are. Shout out to my guy Marshall at work, probably watching this game, maybe even watching the stream later or right now. But shout out to him. Follow him on Marshall Best 14 on X. Got it right this time. Didn't call Twitter. The artist formerly known as Twitter, whatever. He's on there, talking about all kinds of games, talking about there's more playoffs going on. We'll talk about that at some point. I'll try to bring on people like Guillermo from Legion of Knicks. I got We Talk Hawks. Not We Talk Hawk. My Hawks guy, Ant, coming through probably. So I got some people coming on, talk about other games, but who cares? We're here to talk about the Spurs. But yeah, make sure you follow us all across all social media. Follow Marshall. Tune in to us next time on Sunday for the post-game show. I appreciate everybody stopping by and watching the show. Go Spurs, go. That's all I got to say, man. It's for life. See you somewhere. Peace.